Many doesn't know.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool. I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Yes, they had a good time at the good place. Also note about Little Europe, it is where a lot of our famous movie monsters got their big breaks back in the 1930s and 40s. Guys like Frankenstein's monster, Wolfman, and Dracula prowled the streets of Little Europe back in our movie monster heyday. Speaking of movie monsters, one of them is about to celebrate their 100th birthday, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Where you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first.
Mine was taller.
Ian Morrison never legally had it changed. Apparently, guy used to people calling him John or the Duke. In fact, he played 37 characters named John, 7 named Duke. Believe it or not, none named Marion. Not quite sure what happened there. Anyways, we made our way off of Denver Street. We've come on to Steven Spielberg Drive, which runs through a good portion of the back lot. We'll be on it a good amount of the remainder of the tour. We are a little over halfway finished with this morning's tour. We're going to have a chance to head up to beautiful Amity Island. They finally captured that pesky shark that was causing all the trouble. As an added measure of protection, they've dispatched Officer George of the Amity PD down here along the dock. I'll see if I can signal Officer George. Maybe he'll come over and say hi. Nice guy and a heck of a good cook. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, they caught the wrong shark. Look at the size of that dorsal fin. Our pal Officer George could be in big trouble. Hey, George, get out of the water, buddy. George is on your left. You're 11 o'clock. No, this is not going to end well. That's disgusting. All right, well, we lost Officer George. I think it just became a George kebab. We're going to pull down here behind the dock. It should be a little safer. They have some bait attached to that yellow barrel in the water. Hopefully the shark will take that. Okay, good. He's going to take the bait. Now the bait stopped. With a line break or something? I really can't tell. Oh, wow. Yeah, line broke. All right, a gas line. And now there's a fire. Okay, look, probably best if we... Hey, wait a minute. Look out! Got up close and personal with Jaws. Well, as it turns out, was just a big terror off screen as he was on. Here to tell you more about that, the film's director, the one and only Steven Spielberg. So-called About a Boy, starred Minnie Driver. We'll now make our way onto Colonial Street. It's a nice little residential setup on the back lot. Colonial Street is its official name, but for 8 years it was kind of known as something else. It was Wisteria Lane. It was home to the Desperate Housewives from ABC.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
What the heck? Let's move back.
Now, a number of the houses here on Colonial are practical sets, so some can be used for interior filming. However, when the housewives were here, a lot of times they would just use the street for the exteriors. For the insides of the houses, they'd build those sets inside some of our front lot sound stages and shoot those scenes there. They had more control over lighting and sound that way, and also a lot more space to boot. The Housewives moved out back in 2012. Since that time, Colonial Street has been used by numerous other productions. Some of the more recent include the Netflix series Never Have I Ever that Mindy Kaling executive produced, and a few other productions that have shot up here throughout the years. And we'll make our exit back out onto Steven Spielberg Drive. We'll travel uphill through a nice woodsy portion. Scooping the Gang must be out at brunch or something. In the back there is the Duesenberg from the 1999 version of The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Also got a number of vehicles here from our Fast and Furious films, including at the very end there, the Plymouth Roadrunner from Furious 7. Lots of good stuff. As we round the corner, here is not usually here. We are in the process of prepping for our upcoming Halloween Horror Night events. Those are starting on September 7th, running on Select Night.
Right behind his house is one of the most spectacular sets ever created. The crash site from Steven Spielberg's Alien Invasion.
Knife. Okay, well, we'll leave Norman behind.
War of the World. We'll be stopping here for a few moments so you guys can take some really good pictures. This amazing set is what remains of the neighborhood where Tom Cruise hides out in the film. This is an actual Boeing 747 aircraft that was destroyed specifically for the scene. This movie used over 500 effect shots. You know, that is a lot of special effects.
From Steven Spielberg's version of War of the Worlds. It hit theaters back in 2005, starring Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Tim Robbins, and Justin Chatwin. And in case you are wondering, yes, this is an actual aircraft. The 747 was destroyed specifically for this incredible scene.
That is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't...
Get in. Now, this is one of the largest sets ever constructed here at Universal, but despite the use of the life-size realistic set pieces, the film did feature over 500 effect shots. It was more than Mr. Spielberg had ever used before. Also, the aircraft, the 747, again, a real plane, that was pulled out of a airplane.
To take an impossible notion and bring it to life. Small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Duke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, old Rush frontier town, lies a sinister scene. Smack dab in the center of Europe's continent.
Don't think you're getting away! Find the clouds!
Way to go, Letty! Don't find another missile shot! Not gonna happen! Don't worry, I got this! Perfect, Letty, hook him up!
I got the bull by the horn!
Yeah, look out!
That's not company!
destruction! Everybody hold on! It's the nitrous!